Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Greetings to all to the realm of learning. Dear students, this is an online video lecture of National University of Bangladesh. And as a resource person, I am Muhammad Habibur Rahman, lecturer, Department of English at Joshore Government City College, Joshore, continuously with you. Hopefully you are well. I am also well by the grace of Almighty Allah. My dear student, you know, during this corona pandemic, National University has arranged this video class for you. And you know, I have already taken 8 classes for you, and this is my ninth class. And hopefully, you are following this video class attentively, staying at home. So, all the best for all. So, let's start our today's discussion. Dear student, you have already known that this online video class, especially for the students of Department of English who are studying at program Masters Preliminary under National University of Bangladesh. And you know, as a resource person, I am conducting the course named Romantic Poetry. And you know, this is the lecture number 9. And you have already known that I will complete this course within 10 classes. And today, I am going to discuss on Ode to a Grecian Urn by John Keats, who belongs to Romantic period, you know, in the history of English literature. And you know, in my last class, I delivered a lecture on Ode to Nightingale. You know, also that is also written by John Keats. So let's start our today's discussion. I think you will be more up and doing to follow my lecture. So at first, as usual, I will show you the learning outcome, you know, today's poet John Keats, and then the introduction of the poem. And of course, I will show you the text of the poem, Ode to a Grecian Urn, and background of the poem, and summary, text, subject matters, theme, and form and writing style of the poem. And at last, you will find the NO question analysis. So I think after completing this class, you will be able to understand all the things I am showing here. So at first, I will show you the introduction to the poet. So today's poet, you know, John Keats was an English romantic poet, and you know, especially John Keats is famous for poet of beauty. You know, he is known as poet of beauty. So such type of title or such type of recognition, you will find its proof in this poem. So the poem, you know, this is Ode to a Grecian Urn. So by studying this Ode to Grecian Urn, you will understand why John Keats is recognized or considered as a poet of beauty. And you know, actually his works aim to concentrate on extreme emotion through an emphasis on natural imagery. And today his poems and letters are some of the most popular and most analyzed in English literature. So all the best for you. Now I will show you the introduction to the poem. So now you know the poem Ode to a Grecian Urn, and I think you have already known that about ode, the lyrical poem, you know, and that addresses something or someone. So here in the poem you will find the addressing the Grecian Urn. You know, Grecian Urn. I will tell you about you, and the whole slides and whole class you will find the description of urn. Urn, you know, this is Grecian, you know, Greece, from Greece, you know, and the urn, you know, urn is vase or a pot. This is the image of urn. And here the poem was published in 1819 and focuses on art, beauty, truth, and time, and is one of the Keats' 5 odes and considered to be some of the best examples of romantic poetry. And the poem is an example of ekphersis of Greek word meaning to describe a work of visual art in words. So this is the word of visual art in words. So here you will find the art, but through the words. Through words you will find the arts. And what makes Ode to a Grecian Urn of particular importance is its exploration of the idea that beautiful art goes above time and reality, and the beauty is truth and interpreted through the poetic imagination. So this is the very idea you will find that beauty is truth, truth beauty. So this everlasting and maximical line you will find in this poem at the end. So that is why I think it will be very much enjoyable for you. So this is the image, and I have already shown you. So in the poem you will find that four lines, first four lines, basically 10 line stanza, and you will find 5 stanza, and the first four lines of the stanza are written in a Shakespearean based quarantine, Shakespeare, the sonnet, writing the so many sonnets there, and the quarantine based in 4 line, quarantine, that is called quarantine. And then the last 6 lines are Miltonic based sestet, Milton, John Milton. So two classical writers style you will find in the style of this poem, that is ode to a Grecian. So now I will show you the context or background of the poem. you know Context or background. So the source from where the writer usually writes this writing. So ode on a Grecian was inspired by numerous visits of kids to the British Museum in London. So this is the interior part of British Museum of London. So kids repeatedly visits the British Museum in London, and there he studied ancient artifacts from Greece. And including the uh, Elgin marvels, and was enthused enough by his friends, the artist Benjamin Hedons, to draw one of these antique vases. So here, in British Museum or any other museum, you will find such type of artistical vase, that is urn or vases or pot. Basically, the urn is used to hold followers or the ashes, so ashes of the dead body. So this there are varieties of function of urn or vases. So here, while studying about the antique or ancient Greeks urn, so that times kids notice such type of urn, and then they try to write down this poem. And many researchers have sought for one specific Greek urn described in the poem, but no one has found it. It is thought that kids use several sources for various scenes, so creating an ideal urn for the board. So, of course, the writer gets the idea from the urn that is kept in the British Museum, but basically the description that the poet gives in this poem, that is full of imagination. Okay, so this is the simple context or background of the poem. Now I will show you in short the style or form of the poem. So I have already told you ode, basically ode a type of lyrical stanza, that is there will be a rhyme at the end of the poem, and lines, each lines of the poem, and it is an elaborately structured poem praising or glorifying an event or individual, and describing nature intellectually as well as emotionally. So here you will find such type of things in the ode, you always find there, and is organized into 5 stanza of 10 lines, I have already told. And this is the rhyme scheme. The first 4 lines quarantine, Shakespearean quarantine style, that is ABAB. So ABAB rhyme scheme. This is the Shakespearean quarantine style rhyme scheme, and ending with the Miltonic, John Milton's sestet, the first and fifth stanza, and second stanza, and third and fourth stanza. So like this. So this is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Structure, I have already told you. Here you will find narrator describe the design of Grecian urn. So Grecian urn, symbolic actually here, and focuses on 2 scenes. So love unfulfilled, and villagers about to perform a sacrifice. So basically 2 scenes you will find that is sculptured on the urn, Grecian urn. So before going to uh, text or go through the text, we will shortly know about the stanza in short. So in first stanza, you will find the speaker addresses the urn in front of him by describing it as a historian, and he admires the figure depicted on it and wonders what legend they depict and from where uh, do they come from. So in the first stanza, you will find these things. Here you will find the description of the urn as a historian, and he admires the figure depicted here, and he asks from where they come from. So this is the first stanza in short. And then you will find the second and third stanza there, especially you will find a picture on the urn, and which depicts a man playing a pipe while lying next to his lover under a group of trees. So this is the image, or this is the imagery you will find in the second stanza. And he believes that the man's unheard melodies sound better than anything mortal. So here you will find the everlasting line from here. That is very important. I will show you the next. And because they are not affected by time, so unheard melodies, that is much sweeter than heard melodies, because the unheard melodies are not affected by time. So time cannot vanish, or time cannot fade the unheard things or untouched things. He also talks about how even though the man can't kiss the woman, the love between the two will last forever, unlike mortal love. So such type of scenario you will find in the second and third stanza. And then in the fourth stanza, you will find another picture. So this is the one type of picture, that is unfulfilled loved, you will find, and there you will find another picture which depict a group of villagers talking, taking a heifer. You know, heifer is animal that is ram or cow, and to be sacrificed. And the speaker asks himself where they are taking the heifer to be sacrificed, and he imagines that their town will always remain silent and that they will never return. So such type of pastoral scenario you will find in the fourth stanza. And then the final stanza, the speaker addresses the urn once again, saying how long after his generation it will still remain a mystery to others. So it will, the urns will go beyond time, so generation after generation. So the beauty will remain generation after generation. So this is the superiority or permanence of art. So this is the summary in short of the poem. Now I will show the main text. Here you will find the main text. Actually, the language of the poem is not so easy, so that is why before going through the text, I showed you the short description of the uh, stanza for full 5 stanza. So now I will go through the text. Here you will find in the first stanza, thou still unravished, bride of quietness, the foster child of silence and slow time, Sylvian historian, who canst that express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme? What leaf fringed legend hands about thy shape, of deities or mortal or of both, the temp or the tales of Arcady? What men or gods are these? What maiden cloth? What mad pursuit? What struggle to escape? What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? So in the at the very beginning, you will find the addressing someone. This is an ode, so in ode there will be a address. So here you will find the addressing thou here, the personification, the personify the urn, urn. This is the symbolic image of urn. So here the urn, this is the concrete things, this is a lifeless object, but here the writer address it as thou, as an animal or human being. So this is example of personification. So thou, the Grecian urn, you are Grecian urn, thou still unravished bride. You now still unravished, untouched, maiden, maiden, that is untouched, or virgin, virgin, that is untouched maiden, or unmarried maiden, or bride, of quietness. So this is the metaphor, so here the writer uses metaphor of unravished bride of whiteness, that is a virgin bride, so a female, or the girl, that is compared to Grecian urn. So here the writer says, you, the Grecian urn, you are unravished bride of whiteness, and thou foster child of silence. You are foster child of silence. That means you are full of silence of a child who is in silent mood and slow time. You are slow time, like slow time, because to you time goes beyond, you are goes beyond time. So that is why the writer here use metaphor slow time. So and then you will find another metaphor, that is a Sylvian historian. So also another metaphor, Sylvian historian, Sylvian, the word Sylvian, actually the pastoral, that is rural or pastoral. So Sylvian historian, you are like Sylvian historian. So here also another metaphor for Grecian. And so Sylvian historian means, so you are the historian who describes the pastoral things, who can thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. So here the writer says that our rhyme means the rhyme or the literature of their contemporary or the person. So their rhyme is less sweet than the description of you. So the description of you means the description, the picture or the depiction of Grecian and is more sweet than their rhyme, than their literature that is existed. So understand. So here, first four line you will find the three or four metaphor that is used for the Grecian art. Then you find, what leaf-fringed legend haunts about the shape of deities or mortal or of both in them or dales of Arcady. So here you will find that the writer asks, what deaf leaf-fringed legend. So the famous legend, that is a famous person, haunts about thy shape. So here, who haunts about thy shape? Who legend? Who the famous person? Who haunts about thy shape? Who creates thy shape? Your shape? Who create your shape of deities? Is Are they deities or mortal? Deities, the goddess, god or goddess, or the spiritual things or spiritual person, that is god or goddess, or mortals, or both. So here writer asks the urn that who creates you? Are they deities? Are they gods or mortal? Mortal, man or human, or both, or both. And where you are created, in Temp or the Dale of Arcady? This is the question. Temp, actually, this is the valley of Greece, and the Dale, that is surrounded by pastoral scenery, pastoral, rural, that is Sylvian historian describes. And Dale of Arcady, Dale of Arcady is a famous Greek mythological, district or locality in Greece. Dale of Arcady, you will find the name in the Greek mythology available, Dale of Arcady. So here the writer asks, from where you were created? So in Temp or Valley of Athens or Greece or Dale of Arcady? This is the question. Then again asks, what men or gods are these? So what type of men or god are these who created you? And what maidens loathe? And what mad pursuit? So on the depiction, for the depiction of the picture on urn, here the writer finds the maiden's picture of maiden, that is virgin. So here, what maiden loath, reluctant or unwilling, unwilling to give love to their beloved. So what type of maiden who are unwilling to give love, depicted in depicted or sculpted in on the Grecian urn? So here this is the question. And what mad pursuit? So what type of mad pursuit? The lover pursues the maiden here. So what type of mad pursuit here we are find? And what we find, and what struggle to escape, and what type of struggle here we find to escape, and what pipes and trembles, and what type of pipe, pipe, that is flute, and timbrels, tremble is a one type of musical instrument, timbre. And what wild stacy, and what type of wild stacy I find on the depiction, or on pictured on you, on Grecian urn. So from where you get such type of things? So this is the question to Grecian urn here to writers. So you will find more description in the second stanza about this. So I think this was the first stanza. Really, actually it is very tough for me to make you understand about such type of difficult poems or words. So actually I have the limitation, but it's a limitation of time, limitation actually, this class, this whole class, the course I am dealing, the course romantic poetry, and the National University has given me only 10 days, 10 days to complete this, the whole course. So that is why it is very much tough for me to complete the course within 10 days. I have to create the slides, I have to create get informations. So within 10 days it is very tough for me to complete. So that is why I have the limitation, and within the 10 days I have to complete this 10 classes. So it is very tough time for me, so as a teacher. So this is my limitation, I think. So that is why it is really very tough for me to make you understand easily. So sorry for that. So now I will discuss second stanza here. Hard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, thy soft pies play on. So here you will find the hard melodies. This is a very much philosophical lines and very important lines, I think. Are maxim, proverbs type line. So hard melodies are sweet. And the melodies, the song that is hard, that has been heard, so that is sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. So here the philosophy is the thing that as a person, if you want to have anything, so that times before before having that thing, or someone, so that times your feelings or imagination will be more sweeter than you getting that. Understand me? So whenever you want to have anything or anyone, or as a person or a beloved person, or properties or job or etc, so that times you have a fancy, you have a lot of imagination in your mind. But when you get that finally, so that times your that type of fancy or that type of sweetness that worked before getting that, so that will be offered, really. So this is very much philosophical, and this is the very natural for human beings on earth. So that is why here writers metaphorically say hard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. So therefore, you soft pipe paleons, the pipe, the flute. This is the picture, imagery picture. So you play your pipe, not to the sensual air, but more endeared pipe to the scripts, deities of no tone. So here, there is a description or depiction of the piper here. The piper play his pipe, but here actually this is not possible to listen to our sensual ear, But as the pipe or the piper is everlasting on the Grecian urn, so that is why he will be evergreen, and he will be immortal. So that is why his pipe and the tune that he plays on his pipe, so that is unheard to us. So that is why as the tune is unheard to us, so that is why that that feelings will be more sweeter, more dear, endeared, that is sweeter. So that is why the pipe has no tune, but there is an image that the piper plays the pipe. So that is why it is more endeared. So this is the example of this line. And fair youth beneath the trees, thou cannot leave thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. So here you will find that you are fair youth, the piper, you are fair youth, and you sitting under the trees, and thou cannot leave thy song. Your song never end, isn't it? As you are the picture, as you are sculptured on the vase, in the vase. So that is why you will be ever lasting or evergreen. And you know, for the place where you are sitting under the trees, the tree will be evergreen, and there will be no barrenness for the tree. And you know, bold lover, never can thou kiss, though winning near the goal, yet do not grieve. So you know, bold lover, you know, you may think this is the lover and try to have her beloved or try to kiss her beloved, but he though winning near the goal, though the lovers reach at near his beloved, but cannot reach, cannot kiss, or cannot touch her beloved. So here the lover will always be bold, isn't it? Because he has the attempt to catch or to touch his beloved. So that is why the boldness will always be fresh here. Yet do not grieve. So though you do not touch, though the lover does not touch his beloved, here the writer says that you should not be grief, or you should not have grief, or you do not grieve. She cannot fade. That means your lover cannot fade, though thou hast not thy bliss. Though you cannot have thy bliss or love, but forever will thou love, and she will be fair. But though you cannot get her love from your beloved, but your beloved will be ever fresh, or ever virgin, or ever fair. So this is the consolation for you, and this is very important. So for art here, you will find the permanence of art, but for reality, there is no chance to have such type of beloved who will ever fresh, or ever green, or ever young. So this is the difference between the reality and imagination, or art, permanence of art, and transience of impermanence of life. So then the third stanza also you will find the depiction of such type of description here. This is the piper, you know, the flute, play flute. Happy, happy boughs that cannot shade. Happy, happy bough, you know, the trees or the branches of trees that cannot shade. And your lips nor ever bid the spring adieu. And your there will be no goodbye of spring on you, the tree that is sculptured or depicted on the urn. And happy melodies unhurried. And here you will find the melodist, you know, the tuner or who plays pipe. There is nothing to be worried about you. For ever piping song for ever new, because your pipe or your song will ever new. More happy love, more happy love, forever warm and still to be enjoyed. So that will be forever, that will be eternal. So art will be eternal. So like this, and forever painting, and forever young. So you will be forever such type of shape, and you will have such type of youngness you will have, and all breathing human passion for above that lifts a heart high, sorrowful and cloyed, a burning forehead, and a parsing team. So these three lines is this is the reality. These three lines is reality, and these above seven lines, this is the art. So in these three lines here, the writers tries to show the reality. So in reality, so for art, uh, the art will be ever young. The depiction of art will be ever young. But the human being, the for human being here, you will find that human passion far above that leaves a heart high sorrowful. So for human, for human only you have the sorrowfulness, because you have to leave the world, you have to leave your beloved, your beloved will be old, you will be old. So that time such type of patience, such type of emotion, or such type of love, there will be no place on human being. So that is why that will be very sorrowful and cloud, that is disgusting. The burning forehead, the burning, that is pursing, or the pursing tongue. So your tongue will be burning. So this is the pessimistic idea, or not. Actually it is not like that, but this is the reality. This is the reality of human being, that we have to leave the world. We have to, at last, we only have the sorrow. At last we have only have the pursing forehead. So this is the transience, or this is the short coming or transience of human life, and this is the permanence of art. So this is the difference. So this is the basic idea, or core idea of the poem. The difference between the permanence of art and impermanence of human life. So this is the core theme of the writing. The fourth stanza, that is totally different, because here you will find the depictions of the villager, group of villager. Who are these coming to the sacrifice? Here who means the villagers, so this is the symbolic picture. Here you will find who are the coming to the sacrifice, to what green altar, this is the religious place. Oh mysterious priest, that is a religious person. The leads the house that heifer is a animal, this is the animal. It may be ram, or it may be a cow, so like this. So that heifer lowing at the stake. So basically heifer here as a scapegoat, that is used for sacrificing the cow on the feet of mysterious priest or god. So lowing at the sky. So here the heifer as a escape god, he lowing at the skies, because it is going to be sacrificed. So it is going to be killed, so for the sake of blessing, or having a blessing from God. And that is why looking at the sky, that means gazing at the skies, the heifer, because it knows that within very short times you will be sacrificed. And all her silken flanks with garland dress, and all her silken flank, the soft places, that is garland, that is decorated so beautifully with a flower. And what little town by river or seashore or mountain built with peaceful citadel, castle. So here the depiction of the village, actually the river or seashore or the peaceful citadel or the castle. Here you will find the as a village is emptied of this folk, this pious mourn. So here, so all the time the village will be emptied, and little town the streets for evermore will be silent, and not a soul to be to tell why thou art desolate and can never return. So this is the depiction of the villagers. The time is short, so that is why I have to hurry. So here the fourth stanza you will find, oh attic shape, fair attitude with bread, a marble man and maiden of her road. So here the writer says on as a attic shape. Attic, that is ancient, that is Athens, Athens, from Athens and Greece. So it is the antique shape, or the that is Athenian shape. And fair attitude, you have fair attitude with bread of marble men and maiden. So here you will find the sculpture of men and maiden of her road. They are very much excited. Of her road is excited, and with forest branches and the trodden wood. Here you will find the forest branches, and the trodden wood, trodden, that is a tremble with feet, the wheat, grasses. And thou silent form, those tease us how to thought as doth eternity. So here this line is very important. Here the writer says that you tease us, you the vase, the depiction of the pictures of on the urn, tease us or invoke us out of thought. So make us puzzled. Out of thought means puzzled, or make us at a loss what to do as eternity. And cold pastoral, your cold pastoral, this rural scenery. Here you will find, when old age shall this generation waste thou shall remain. So here the writer says the time, the old age will, the generation will waste, but thou shall remain. But you the urn, you the art will remain in the midst of the other. Who then ours, a friend to man. So you will be midst of other who means here the difficulties or miseries than ours. So, then ours means a friend to man. So you will be a friend to man like ours. Okay, you will be more friend than ours to whom thou sayest. So here the writer appeals or requests the urn, so that you say, you will say that beauty is truth, truth beauty. So this is that everlasting line. So here the writer, the speaker request or advises the aunt that so after us, after we, we will be so leaving this world within very short time. So that times you will have the next generation and after next generation after next generation. So centuries after centuries you will remain fed. So that times whenever you will find the visitor or generation, that times you will say that beauty is truth, truth beauty. So beauty and truth, that is synonymous. So what is beauty is truth, and what is truth is beauty. So that is all, and on earth, and all you need to know. So this is the very idea. So to Grecian, and you will find the depicted on the urn, the frozen in time, eternity, beautiful and so unsensing, symbolize that urn's beauty embodied the eternity of truth. So here you will find the eternity of truth or eternity of art. So this is the critical appreciation. This is the complex, mysterious poem with charmingly simple setup. Here you will find, here you will find the Grecian, which is decorated with suggestive images of rustic and rural, Sylvian history, and Sylvian, the rustic and rural life in ancient Greece. And this sense fascinate, that is charming, and mystify, excite the speakers in equal measures, and they seem to have captured life in a fullness, yet the frozen time. The speaker responds the shifts through different modes, and ultimately the aunt provokes question more than it provide answer. So this is the symbolic image, so this is the lover and beloved. That will be such type of youngness will ever presence, So here you also find such of interpretations, various kind of interpretation you will find from these things. So this is the, in short, so here in the poem you will find the work of art is an expression of beauty. Beauty is truth, truth beauty. Art has an aesthetic function, and art has a moral function. Art provides comforts and so like, the happiness to many generations. So generation after generation you will have the happiness from the art. So the major theme, fine, I have already discussed art, beauty, and truth. So beauty is truth, truth, beauty. So this is the synonymous words that you find in this poem. So another themes, art's role is to create this beauty and truth. So another slides, actually I have a very short time, so that is why I have to hurry. Within 40 minutes I have to complete this class, but it is, is a very important poem, so that is why I need more time, but time is limited, so that is why I have to go. And so then mortality of life and immortality of art, that I have been already discussed in the poem. So I think you can understand whenever you go through the slides with pause. And then you will find the history and imagination. There is a history, Greece history or mythological things or imagination here, interminglings you will find here. Then you will find that the imagination is key to understanding and sympathize with what has come before you. So here you also find the overall poem argues such type of things. So there is a comparison between work of art and that is frozen in time and our world that is mortal. So I have already discussed it. So I think you will find unchanging and silent and has remained fresh and beautiful. So such type of things, I think you will go through the slides, then it will be very much easy for you to understand. The understanding of the poem or text is very important, I think. So here you will the short question. So I have already discussed the what metaphor kids use in the opening stanza. I have already discussed. So you will go through the text. These slides you will find the temp. I have already discussed this, the valley, Arcady. This is the district of Greece. So such type of question is very important for your examination. And as well as the understanding of the poem. So you will find the unravished bride of quietness that I have already discussed. Sylvian history, and you also find the history and the series of events or scenes that related to ancient Greek pastoral life. So this is the pastoral life. So that is why it is called Sylvian. So Sylvian, actually this is the synonymous of pastoral. And here you will find animal, what animal sacrifice, that is cow. You will find, and truth is beauty, beauty is truth. Actually, to whom does the urn reside? So the question, the urn resides, beauty is truth, truth beauty, to the speaker and all the human that it meets. So the speaker or the poem will die or will vanish or will leave the world, but the art will remain forever. So here the writer says the art that you will tell the world, you will tell the generation that this message, you will provide this message that beauty is truth, truth beauty. So here you will find another things also. And I think if you go through the slides, it will be very much understandable for you. And time is actually already over. This is the part B, short question. So romanticism, and John Keats as a poet of beauty. So you should try to think it. John Keats as a poet of beauty explain. So this is the explanation. It's very important. The line that I have already discussed while going through the text. So this is the broad question, 10-mark question, critical appreciation, and another is the main theme, supremacy of art over life in Ode to the Grecian, and that I have already discussed. So this is the source that I am using in these slides. So this is the last, and hopefully you have enjoyed this class, though we do not have enough time to make you understand the whole slides. So in spite of that, I think if you go through the whole slides uh, slowly and attentively, then it will be very easy to you to understand the topic. So that is why hope for the best. So best wishes for all. This is the 9th class, and I have already completed the syllabus. So in the 10th class or last class, so you will find the comparative study of romantic poetry. So till then, Allah Hafiz, see you.